Am I live? Am I live? I'm laying in my bed. You almost caught me slipping. Okay, so a couple of YouTubers are out here, some covering the trial, some people are just, you know, like me, just relying on people, boots on the ground. But now that we got over the hurdle, who started what, who was the aggressor, now it's proportionality. Okay, we got to the point. Okay, yeah, they were all in his face. They were the aggressors, but still, he brought a knife to a fist fight. First of all, he didn't know he was gonna have a fist fight. He didn't know he was gonna have be brutalized. He didn't know this was gonna happen to him. And then they said, well, let me tell you something. You got two big buff football players. They're friends. Everybody's ganging up on you. You told them nicely. You were trying to de-escalate. Look, don't come near me. Don't touch me. Even if he got up and walk away, there was no guarantee they weren't going to plummet him and just let him walk away freely, especially after they felt emboldened and disrespected by him because that little nigger boy didn't get up and move when we told him to move. You said, why are you bringing race in this? Because you know what? I'm white people, I don't blame you. You supposed to stick up for your kind. But I'm disgusted by my foundational black people. When can we get on code? I just heard a dumb caller say it's the proportionality, and to support that is to support the generation, whatever she said, the generation of our youth. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. If that was your child, you mean to tell me you would want your child to take an ass whooping? You would want your child to take an ass whooping instead of fight back. See, I could tell the people who were raised in the hood. And then the people say, oh, there's the morality of the argument, and then there's the law. And I'm gonna stick with the law. Well, the law doesn't say you have to fight with fists. The law does not dictate the parameters. It says you have to apply. You can only use, and it has to be a reasonable person standard. You can only use the force. If you want to talk about proportional, it was proportional. I don't even think the kid never meant to kill this kid. He did not form the mens rea to kill. That's an element of the crime. First degree murder, and they said, oh, you can decide it in a split second. I'm going to kill this person. This person, Carmela, never intended to kill anyone. He wanted a group of bullies to back the fuck up off of him. I don't. I don't know what is wrong with people. Either these people were the bullies in school, or they never been bullied, or they don't. I'm just flabbergasted at black people that think this is okay. This is okay. It's okay that these people bullied them. They did what they're supposed to do. And this thing, we don't go into other people's tent. That is so bullshit. Look, when there's opposing team, there's opposing team during football because my kids play football. Guess what? Sometimes we went on the other side and spoke to people we know on the opposing team. Why y'all acting stupid? That's called good sportsmanship. What the hell is wrong with you? It's track. We ain't talking about wrestling. What the hell is wrong? We ain't talking about boxing. You running track. And if that's the culture, y'all need to change the culture. Guess what? Yes, Carmella could have left, but guess what? Those Metcalf twins could have set their asses down, left him alone. He wasn't bothering anyone. He was just sitting there. I moved into a new subdivision, right? And it's predominantly a black subdivision. Very upscale, okay? We don't have a gate yet put up, okay? Because they still building out the houses in here. There are white people that come in here, ride their bikes, don't live here, and we don't say anything to them. We don't call cops. They ride their bike, let them ride their bike. Let's switch. If I was if there were white people and a black bicyclist, first of all they'll call the cops. They're trespassing. It's a whole different ball game because we have been conditioned in society that we're violent. Meanwhile, we ain't the ones shooting up schools. We shoot each other. Okay, you know. The kids shoot each other. And I ain't gonna say we because I don't shoot shit. The kids, do the drive-bys and stuff. But, and then come to think of it, if anybody sit down really think, most of us are, if you go through the skin coloration, people of like skin color usually are the main culprits that kill each other, steal and destroy. Once in a while, they'll cross the line and go over and kill someone. The most violent people on this earth don't want people to be violent to them. That's a narcissist behavior. That's an evil behavior. You cannot dictate how someone's going to respond to you. And the law grants you every right to use as much force as reasonable to what? To stop the threat of bodily harm. You ain't obligated by the Constitution or any law on this land to take an ass whooping. None. Had they kept their hands to themselves, had they mind their own fucking business, the young man would still be alive today. Had there been proper supervision under that tent, none of them football players, they were football players. They weren't track stars. We could say, why the hell were you there? You see how ridiculous that sounds? And these grown ass adults getting on the stand talking about, oh, it's like a locker room. Nah, that's two different things. You know you ain't supposed to go in the opposing team's locker room. That's a no-no. But a tent set up in the bleachers, y'all gonna have to stop playing. You know what? And I started unfollowing folks and blocking folks. I'm serious. I am not gonna even. I don't even want to hear any opposing arguments. I don't want. And then I'm surprised at you know one thing when I get around Caucasians. I do not minimize our pain and our plight in this country or any foreigner. I will not. I will not. I will not. There are people that are still hurting to this day because of the psychological damage that was done. They had relatives that had been brutalized by racist cops. Been brutalized. People who are the descendants of people who were lynched, raped, murdered, blown up in a church, killed in a church, shot in the church when they invited the devil in to come pray, to come have Bible study. And guess what they did to that person? Oh, took him to Burger King before they took him to the police station. See, white people, racist people, do not identify in the humanity of people with skin color different from theirs. They don't identify. They have believed the sick rhetoric of racism. It is mental illness to be a racist. Let me say that again. It's mental illness to be a racist. Think about it. You are judging someone purely by stereotypes and their skin color and not any personal individual interaction with those people or people that are different from you. And that makes you an imbecile. That makes you mentally inept, emotionally unintelligent. And I'm just surprised. I gotta stop. I'm surprised at the lawyers and the foundational black people. I'm really surprised. I'm so surprised. I have yet to hear one attorney, based on the testimony that came out as of yesterday. I have yet to hear one attorney. Now it turns on proportional. People can't get past the fact. And look, it was one jab. It was no wild jab. He started trying to stab everybody, the whole clique. No, he got the one that was closest to him that had battered him, committed assault and a battery on him, threatened him. They thought he was a scrub and they wanted to pick on him. And they effed around and found out. That's the end of the story, and it's sad. I'm sorry, people. And I'm telling you, I'm watching this case, I'm watching this judge. Because you know what? All the elements are not there to convict this guy. You got to have men, and I'm paying close attention to the jury instructions. Anybody out there, make sure you get a copy of the jury instructions. I hope they release it to the. I want to, because I used to have to, when I was a criminal law clerk for Judge Womack, I had to prepare the jury instructions. Down in Jersey, they give you uh, jury instructions how you should read, and you can make a little edits to it to organize it, but it was basically they had a template of the jury instructions that you use for each crime that you read to the jury to instruct them on what the law is. It really tells the jury, gives them a roadmap on what to think and what to consider. But the jury ultimately determines the credibility of the witness. I'm done.